Sales in Manhattan are rocking and rolling, and they have been for the past few months. This started in the last quarter of 2020, where we started exceeding the number of sales and contracts that we had in 2019 at the same time, and it has continued into January. February is looking like it's going to be one of the strongest months in a long time for Manhattan. So, some of the highlights are that this is the strongest week for sales in nearly 4 years. We're talking the second week of February. And February 2021 is on track to be the strongest February since 2015 in Manhattan. The 54% annual increase was led by sponsor sales, which is also known as new development sales, which means people are buying new buildings that have been sitting around and have been offering some good concessions in 2020. And signed contracts have now risen on an annual basis for 19 consecutive weeks. That's a big number. That is a real turnaround in the market. The cumulative year-over-year increase during those 19 weeks equaled 22%. 26 sales reported were over 5 million, and that is the best week for $5 million plus sales, the high end of the market in New York, since April 2018. Okay, so this is where we are right now in Manhattan sales in 2021. I'm going to just show you this graphic. I think it's great to see. This is contracts reported signed by each week since March of 2020. Okay, so this light line is 2019 into 2020. So this is the past year. So basically from March to end of February. And now this dark line is 2020 into 2021. So you see a huge discrepancy here between 2020 and 2019, right? This is when the pandemic first hit, we got shut down. One thing I want you to notice too about 2019 is it was actually in a steady decline until right around September of 2019. And then this light line, the 2019 number started to pick up, okay? Here in 2020, things dropped off precipitously in March, as we all know, and then they started to rise. And the market reopened in the end of June right here, and suddenly we had a huge uptick in sales. And those numbers have continued to climb so that the fourth quarter of 2020, the numbers were exceeding 2019, new signed contracts. We are now exceeding 2019. We're exceeding the beginning of 2020 as well. In January and February. And these are pre-pandemic numbers, okay? So I've shown this graph before. We have a little bit more data on it because we're a little farther into the year, but this is pointing to a big 2021 for sales in Manhattan particularly. And Brooklyn's been doing great. And Queens has been doing some better than Manhattan. So these numbers are just to share, to let you know that the market is picking up. And if you think that there aren't a lot of active buyers out there, there definitely are. And if you're a seller, it's not a bad time to start thinking about getting your place on the market for the spring market. It's been not a great time. So if you've been waiting to sell, now may be your chance. And it seems also likely that we'll be in good shape towards the end of the year by the fall as well. That there's no reason to believe that this isn't going to continue to climb here in the city. So that's it. Talk to you later.